Okay, this is another one by Sabreman. It's called My Muse. My muse is a mystery to all but me. She's gracious and kind, she sets me free. She's all that I need when I am alone. When she is here, I need not a phone. My muse is blonde or dark and red. My muse is the phantom inside my head. My muse is an angel or devil, you see. My muse is the goddess and lover of me. My muse is a fairy or fae, so they say. My muse makes all my pains go away. My muse dances and leads me on. Wherever she is, the music is strong. My muse will not leave me all by myself. My muse won't leave me alone on the shelf. She leads and I follow, I know not where, but wherever she is, I have not a care. My muse she teases when she is not there, and hides but a little to see if I care. When she is here, she makes me whole. She's on my mind and in my soul. There, My Muse by Sabreman Carter. Thank you very much for that, Sabreman.
The Pale Green Pants. Well, I was walking in the night, and I saw nothing scary, for I have never been afraid of anything, not very. Then I was deep within the woods, when suddenly I spied them. I saw a pair of pale green pants with nobody inside them. I wasn't scared, but yet I stopped. What could those pants be there for? What could a pair of pants at night be standing in the air for? And then they moved, those empty pants. They kind of started jumping, and then my heart, I must admit it, kind of started thumping. So I got out fast as I could go, sir. I wasn't scared, but pants like that I did not care for, no, sir. After that a week went by, and then one dark night in a Greenwich, I had to do an errand there, and fetch some Greenwich spinach. Well, I had fetched the spinach, and was starting back through town, when those pants raced round a corner, and they almost knocked me down. I lost my Greenwich spinach, but I didn't even care. I ran for home, believe me, I had really had a scare. Now bicycles were never made for pale green pants to ride 'em, especially spooky pale green pants with nobody inside 'em. And the next night I was fishing for doubt trout on Rover River, when those pants came rowing toward me. Well, I started in to shiver, and by now I was so frightened that I'll tell you, but I hate to. I screamed and rowed away, and lost my hook and line and bait too. I ran and found a brickle bush. I hid myself away. I got brickles in my breeches, but I stayed there anyway. I stayed all night, the next night too. I'd be there still, no doubt, but I had to do an errand, so the next night I went out. I had to do an errand, had to pick a peck of snide in the dark and gloomy snide field that was almost 9 miles wide. I said, I do not fear those pants with nobody inside them. I said, and said, and said those words, I said them, but I lied them. Then I reached inside a snide bush, and the next thing that I knew, I felt my hand touch someone, and I'll bet that you know who. And there I was, caught in the snide, in that dreadful place. Those spooky empty pants and I were standing face to face. I yelled for help, I screamed, I shrieked, I howled, I yelled, I cried, oh, save me from these pale green pants with nobody inside. But then a strange thing happened. Why, those pants began to cry. Those pants began to tremble. They were just as scared as I. I never heard such whimpering, and I began to see that I was just as strange to them as they were strange to me. So I put my arm around their waist and sat right down beside them. I calmed them down, poor empty pants, with nobody inside them. And now we meet quite often, those empty pants and I, and we never shake or tremble. We both smile, and we say hi. Dr. Seuss.
And it's My Mistress Eyes, Sonnet 130 by Uncle Willie. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks, and in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress when she walks treads on the ground, and yet by heaven I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare.
This is by Ada Radius, and it's Humpty Dumpty. When we first met, our youth was not quite gone. With pangs and thrills of love our hearts still stung. We married when our fish tank guppies spawned, and intervened to save their fearful young. 'Twas then the tall clock's hesitating hand sped up, as though to test a toothy gear. Our hourglass spilled a swifter stream of sand, and frothy minutes flashed through quickened years. Today our shopping cart is worn and used. To keep my feet from failing yesterday, we walk the aisle to keep ourselves amused, and fill a box to throw our things away. I want to see you as your hair grows gray, until my fragile flesh returns to clay. Quite sweet sentiment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To go outside, and there perchance to stay or to remain within, that is the question, whether 'tis better for a cat to suffer the cuffs and buffets of inclement weather that nature rains upon those who roam abroad, or take a nap upon a scrap of carpet, so by dozing melt the solid hours that clog the clock's bright gears with sullen time, and stall the dinner bell. To sit, to stare outdoors, and by a stare to seem to state a wish to venture forth without delay, then when the portal's opened up to stand, as if transfixed by doubt, to prowl, to sleep, to choose not knowing when we may once more our readmittance gain. Aye, there's the hairball, for if a paw was shaped to turn a knob, or work a lock, or slip a window catch, and going out and coming in were made as simple as the breaking of a bowl, what cat would bear the household's petty plagues, the cook's well-practised kicks, the butler's broom, the infant's careless pokes, the tickled ears, the trampled tail, and all the daily shocks that fur is heir to, when of his own free will he might his exodus or entrance make with a mere mitten? Who would spaniels fear, or strays trespassing from a neighbour's yard, but that the dread of our unheeded cries and scratches at a barricaded door no claw can open up dispels our nerve and makes us rather bear our human's faults than run away to unguessed miseries? Thus caution doth make house cats of us all, and thus the bristling hair of resolution is softened up with the pale brush of thought, and since our choices hinge on weighty things, we pause upon the threshold of decision.